Now for the first match of the evening, let's go to our ring announcer, Larry Boley.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first match of the evening, a one-fall 10-minute time from Tucson, Arizona, weighing 245 pounds, Chief Black Eagle. And his opponent, on the back end of the third, weighing 230 pounds, the Black Shadow.
Chief Black Eagle, 240-pounder from Tucson, Arizona, going against the Black Shadow, a 225-pounder from the Badlands of Missouri. The referee tonight is Pete Gerald. I beg your pardon, that's not Pete, that's Donnie Montgomery. Pete Gerald will be along for the second match to bell, and here we go with the first match of the card. Right away, you'll notice the Black Shadow moves to the ropes. Chief Black Eagle moving out a little too fast for him. And again, the Black Shadow goes for the ropes. The referee, Donnie Montgomery, starts the count. Now, he can go outside the ropes for a count of 10. But if he isn't back in within a count of 10, he could be disqualified by the referee. Well, Black Eagle wanting to mix it up real quick like. And again, the Black Shadow backs off. And you'll notice that tape on the wrist. There's a takedown by Black Eagle. Another arm whip by Black Eagle, and down goes the Black Shadow and out of the ring. Now, he has a count of 20 outside the ring. As long as he gets back in the count of 20, he's okay. And he's outside the ring complaining to the referee about Black Eagle, saying that Black Eagle pulled his trunks. Now the referee stops the count, asking Black Eagle if he pulled the trunks of the Black Shadow. And Black Eagle says, "What are you talking about, man? I didn't throw him out of the ring, much less pull his trunks." So back at it they go. One fall match. In case you just joined us, it's Chief Black Eagle against the Black Shadow. Black Eagle on the ropes. Watch it now. There's a slap into the atom. Another slap, and using the open hand, the Black Shadow. But a headbutt by Black Eagle, and he's got the Chief mad. And again, he backs away. Black Eagle goes after him. Flying mare, and down he goes. And Black Eagle now has a leg scissors, almost a leg Nelson. A count of 2 on Black Eagle as he was loafing on the mat. Neck scissors. Black Eagle applying the pressure. Again, Black Eagle applies the pressure, and again the referee started the count on the shoulder of Black Eagle. Black Eagle, in order to get the right type of leverage, he had to sort of stretch out. Now, the Black Shadow is doing his bit, and he bit Black Eagle on the leg. Black Eagle complained to the referee, and the referee asking, the masked man sort of turned around and asked the crowd, did he bite? Well, Black Eagle has the proof on his leg. Finger lock, double finger lock. Black Eagle comes up with that scissors and a takedown. Again, the masked man complaining that Black Eagle pulled the hood. Maybe the hair that's under it, if he has any. Black Eagle comes up with a full Nelson momentarily, then a flying mare, and down goes the Crusader. And again, Black Eagle gets that leg Nelson this time. Again, he has the masked man at a disadvantage. One fall match, first match on the card. Chief Black Eagle and the Black Shadow. I think maybe I called him the Crusader. The Crusader will be coming along later against Steve Padunovac. That'll be in the third match. Now the Black Shadow working on the eyes and the face of Chief Black Eagle. And you'll notice he has a piece of tape on his wrist. There he's turned from the referee and he's working on the face of Chief Black Eagle with that tape. Referee checking. You'll notice the Black Shadow holds that arm up, then the referee moves to the other side, and what does he do? He goes to work again on the face of Chief Black Eagle, but Black Eagle comes out of it. Arm whip, and down goes the Black Shadow now, an arm stretch by Chief Black Eagle. But the Black Shadow is on the ropes, and the referee calls for a break and gets one from Black Eagle. But he moves right back in, nevertheless, and a hip roll, and down goes the Black Shadow again. Holds with a headlock and a count of 1 on the Black Shadow. Chief Black Eagle from Tucson, Arizona. If he gets mad, he usually goes into that war dance. And when he goes into that war dance, look out, because anything can happen. A headlock and a hip roll, and again, the Black Shadow hits the canvas. Count of 2 that time on the Black Shadow. It only takes a count of 3, you know, to count him out. 1. Now the referee's asking the Black Shadow if he'd like to submit, and he broke away the hand of the Black Shadow, who was just about to get a handful of Chief Black Eagle's hair. Black Eagle holding with the headlock, and the Black Shadow again raking that tape across the eyes of Chief Black Eagle. He's really working on Black Eagle now. Still choking. Black Eagle protesting. You can hear his moaning and mumbling. But a knee to the head by Black Eagle, and he comes out of it. A headlock and a hip roll, and down goes the Black Shadow. Count of 1. Black Eagle wanting to throw a fist. The referee says the open hand, Black Eagle. And the masked man begging off. Well, time has elapsed. Time has elapsed, and we are not going to have a winner in this match. It's going to end up a draw, with nobody the winner between Chief Black Eagle and the Black Shadow. No, wait a minute. The referee says he's going to disqualify the Black Shadow. Is he? He sure does. And gives the match to Chief Black Eagle. Okay, we'll be back with the second match right after this word on where you can see your favorite wrestler in action. Now for the second match, again, our ring announcer, Larry Bowling.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a one-fall, 10-minute time limit. From Charleston, West Virginia, weighing 210 pounds, Dan Christian. And his opponent, from Shreveport, Louisiana, weighing in at 210 pounds, Diamond Jim. With his manager, Private Arnold. The referee is Pete Jarrell.
Pete Jarrell, the referee, and the bell, and here we go with Dan Christian. 210-pounder from Charleston, West Virginia. Right away, a takedown by Dan Christian on Diamond Jim, and again he gets him from the other side, and out of the ring goes Diamond Jim. And right away he's complaining that Christian pulled the hair. Diamond Jim from Shreveport, Louisiana. Into the referee's hold. Dan Christian on the ropes. Diamond Jim slaps him on the side of the jaw. Now that's a good way to make another wrestler mad. Into the referee's hold again. On the ropes goes Dan Christian. And again Diamond Jim slaps him. Referee's hold. Nobody with the advantage. Christian on the ropes. Ooh, that time Christian came back with a slap of his own, and he smacks him again with a left hand. Pete Gerald telling Christian to keep the hand open, no fist. And a flying mare, so to speak, across the ring goes Diamond Jim, and Christian right on him with a arm twist. And Christian applying the pressure. Arm twist, and Diamond Jim begging off. There's a rollover and an arm stretch now by Dan Christian. Pete Gerald, the referee, asking Diamond Jim if you'd like to just call it quits, go home. And again Christian applies more pressure. Dan Christian still with the arm stretch, but Diamond Jim getting a little leverage. Let's see, Christian. Now Diamond Jim has the ropes, and Christian has to turn loose. Referee's hold again. That's Christian on the ropes, but he grabbed a handful of Diamond Jim's hair before Diamond Jim could grab him by the hair. And Pete Gerald, the referee, is sternly warning Christian not to pull the hair. Christian's getting a little bit fired up, and I think Diamond Jim knows it, and you noticed he went for the ropes. Finger lock, double finger lock. Christian with the advantage. Christian backs him off the ropes, and a flip, and over he goes, and down on his back. Christian moves in on him. Hip roll, down he goes. Step over toe hold by Dan Christian. Christian now applying the pressure. But all at once, it's the step over toe hold by Diamond Jim, and he has the advantage. A little later on, we're going to be talking to Steve Podonovac, who'll be going in the next match. And we'll also be talking with Ronnie Estep and his manager, Private Arnold. Diamond Jim applying the pressure. Christian kicks him off and almost out of the ring. He does go out of the ring. The referee starts the count. He has plenty of time to get back in. The ropes. On the ropes and a right to the midsection by Diamond Jim. And a fist to the face of Christian. And that forearm puts Christian out of commission, but only momentarily. Comes back quick. Arm whip off the ropes. Whips him over and down goes Diamond Jim. Dan Christian with that backbreaker or neck breaker, and he's got a body press. 1, 2, 3, and he pins him. Dan Christian pinning Diamond Jim. A good move by Dan Christian. Well, Dan Christian getting the fall, and Diamond Jim was just about to come out of the ring and try to get him a fall. In fact, they're going at it 90 miles an hour over the ring. It's not finished up yet. Steve Padunovac, who will be going in the next match. Come on, Steve.
How you doing, Shirley?
Well, good you got over here, because you may have to go over there and help Dan Christian out a little bit with Diamond Jim.
That guy on the floor, Diamond Jim, he's a tough character. You know what I mean, Shirley?
Well, you've got a tough one coming up here in a little while, Steve. You'll be going against the Crusader. But there's a guy that really been mouthing about you for quite some time, particularly tonight. Ronnie Estep, that wild man from Moundsville, West Virginia.
Let me tell you.
You know anything about him?
Let me tell you something, Shirley. I know wild Ronnie Estep from a long, long time ago. And I'll tell you, he's one tough character. And the guy that is with him, the Cuban assassin, he is also a tough guy. And that manager, I don't know what thing about him.
Well, they call him Private Arnold, and they say he's from Fort, well, I wrote it down here, I think, or maybe I did. Fort Smith, Arkansas. I tell you what, he must be AWOL. I don't know.
I tell you what, Shirley. Now, we're going to have some matches coming up in way up in Channel 57. I don't know just what that covers, you know. But now we're going to have some matches coming up in there. And when it all comes to a head, I want all the people to come out and watch it.
Well, Steve, maybe you better move out of here, because I don't want any problems, because coming over is the well, I can't call them gentlemen, but the people we were talking about. Right, come on over. Come on over, and I'll
Pollock turkey.
Come on over, and I'll share the microphone with you. You don't have to holler. Now, what was your question?
I just want to know what this turkey was saying about. He's talking about me or somebody else. And I just like to know what's going on.
Really want me to tell you what he said?
I sure would. He's my man right here.
He said that he was so mean and ugly that when he was a boy, his mother had to hang a bone around his neck before the dog would play.
He's talking about me?
Well, I don't know who he was. You asked me. I just told you. You're Ronnie Estep, right?
Yes,
Well, Ronnie, I met your compadre Steve Padunovac, and
he ain't no compadre of mine.
He don't have any love for you. And who is your gentleman here with the Private Arnold? How do you get the private? You a wrestler?
I'm a manager. Private Arnold from Fort Chaffee, Arkansas.
Oh, excuse me. The Cuban assassin.
That's right.
Come on over, and I'm not going to walk over to you. That's for sure, because we want you to stay into the lights. Have you got a gripe with Steve Padunovac?
No. I do the talking for this man right here. Yes, we have something to say about that Pollock. The Pollock, he busted my helmet up, my white helmet I had last week. I wasn't doing anything. I was sitting in my chair, and he grabbed a hold of it, and he busted it up. I'm kind of tired of this Pollock coming in the ring like that.
Well, name calling and all of that. I'll tell you what. We'll be back and go up to the ring and watch that match between Steve Padunovac and the Crusader right after these messages. I'm sorry, Chief. Our third match coming up, and once again, your ring announcer, Larry Bowling.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a one-fall match, 10-minute time limit. From the hills of West Virginia, weighing 230 pounds, the Flying Pollock, Steve Padunovac. And his opponent from Texas, weighing 250 pounds, the Crusader.
Donnie Montgomery, the referee. Steve Padunovac from the mountains of West Virginia. his opponent from Texas, the Crusader. Steve Padunovac prefers to be called the Flying Pollock. Has an excellent drop kick, a headlock right now by Padunovac. Very quickly on the Crusader, off the ropes, shoulder butt. Against the ropes goes the Crusader, and Steve Padunovac is fired up in the early moments of this match. The Crusader, much bigger of the two, 240-pounder. Padunovac takes him into the corner, gets up on the turnbuckle, and I don't know what Padunovac ate for supper, but boy, he's real spry. But at the moment, he's caught at a disadvantage. The Crusader bites him on the nose, and Padunovac is mad. The referee, Donnie Montgomery, warns the Crusader. And again, the Crusader bites Padunovac. Headlock by the Crusader. Reverses that headlock. There you can see Padunovac reverses the situation and has the Crusader on the ropes. Step over toe hold by the Crusader on Steve Padunovac. And in case you just joined us earlier, it was Chief Black Eagle defeating the Black Shadow, and Dan Christian won out over Diamond Jim. Right now, about 2 minutes into the match between Steve Padunovac and the Crusader. Crusader with a step over toe hold, and watch him grab the ropes for leverage, and Padunovac trying to tell the referee, Donnie Montgomery, what he's doing. Because Padunovac is at a great disadvantage when the Crusader uses the ropes for leverage along with that 245-pound frame of his. Did he catch him? He caught him. He starts the count. He has a count of 5 to break. Breaks at the count of 3. And Padunovac now favoring that left leg, and right away the Crusader moves back in with a step over toe hold. And applies the pressure. And again, he gets the ropes for leverage. The referee warning him that he'll disqualify. And Padunovac comes out of it, and he has a sort of a reverse toe hold of his own, but the Crusader is on the ropes, and Padunovac has to break. Headlock by the Crusader, and he takes Padunovac into the corner against the turnbuckle. And at the moment, he has his back to the referee, and he's working on the face of Padunovac. Slams his head into the turnbuckle. Headlock again by the Crusader, but Padunovac comes out of it and comes up with a leg lock. And a count of 2 on the Crusader. And he was loafing a little bit on the mat that time. Padunovac was tempted to grab a handful of the Crusader's gear. And he slams a fist into the Adam's apple of the Crusader. Handful of hair, and another headlock by Padunovac. Padunovac fires another one. And that time he caught him on the chin. Padunovac with another headlock. Let's see, will he get him the third time? He's got him over the ropes. And the referee, Donnie Montgomery, says, you're going to have to break it, Steve. Count of 4 on him. One more count, and he could have disqualified him. A stern warning. And a handful of beard that time by Padunovac, paying him back for a little of the punishment he received earlier. There you can see he has him by the beard and over that top strand of rope. Working on him, grabs him again. Both hands this time, and Padunovac lets go with another one. Another handful of beard flying there, using the beard as leverage, and a headlock by Padunovac. The referee, Donnie Montgomery, asked the Crusader if he'd like to just give up. Padunovac still applying the pressure. There you can see the Crusader reaching for the hair of Padunovac. another right hand. Off the ropes. But the Crusader moves in on Pedunovac, a left. And another left into the side of the head of Pedunovac. And another left and another one. And he's pounding now, biting Pedunovac on the forehead. The referee has started the count. He's counted to 5. Now he's trying to break the Crusader away. And he's biting Pedunovac in the face. Referee going to disqualify him? No, he didn't or hasn't at the moment. Referee says ring the bell. What's going to be his decision? Is he going to give it to Pedunovac, or is it Pedunovac gives it to the Crusader? He comes up beside him and let him have a right hand. But we haven't distinguished whether the referee has disqualified The referee has disqualified both wrestlers, and Steve Pedunovac does not like the decision. And Donnie Montgomery found that out because Pedunovac was about ready to put one on the chin of Donnie Montgomery. So both wrestlers disqualified. It's a draw, and we'll be back with the main event. But first, if you want to know where your favorite wrestler will be in your community, then pay close attention to this. And now our main event, and once again, let's go to our ring announcer, Larry Bowling.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event, a one-fall for expiration of TV time. Introducing from Detroit, Michigan, weighing in at 245 pounds, Sweet Man Oscar. And his partner from Oklahoma, weighing in 230 pounds, Chief Walking Horse. And their opponent from Havana, Cuba, weighing in at 250 pounds, the Cuban Assassin. His partner from Moundsville, West Virginia, weighing in at 235 pounds, Ronnie Eastep. Along with their manager, Private Arnold. And the referee,
Boy, what a team in that ring corner. Ronnie Eastep and the Cuban Assassin, along with Private Arnold, his manager, going against Sweet Man Oscar from Detroit, Michigan, and Chief Walking Horse. Right away, the Cuban Assassin moves out on Sweet Man Oscar.
Walking horse.
That's Walking Horse, I beg your pardon. They've got Walking Horse in the corner, and they're working him over. Ronnie Eastep gets him again in the corner, and the Cuban Assassin starts to work on him. Private Arnold, he gets a tug or two in there himself. Now the Cuban Assassin comes in. Ronnie Eastep goes out. You'll notice Eastep holding the hair of Chief Walking Horse. The Cuban Assassin working on. There's a forearm. Headlock by the Cuban Assassin. There was a tag, and in comes Sweet Man Oscar. And he's now inviting the Cuban Assassin out to the center of the ring. He said, I'm not coming over to your corner. You can't blame him. Into the referee's hole. Cuban raking the eyes. There's a tag. In comes Ronnie Eastep, and whatever the Cuban Assassin had in his hand, you could see possibly he just handed it to the to Ronnie Eastep. Headlock by Ronnie Eastep. And Sweet Man Oscar is in a bit of trouble. Another headlock by Estep. Watch him. Goes closer toward the Cuban assassin. If he gets him in that corner, here comes Private Arnold complaining to the referee. And while he's doing that, Ronnie Estep has Sweet Man Oscar in that corner. They're going to work him over again. Here comes the Cuban assassin in. Ronnie Estep steps out, and he kicks him with a knee and a fist to the chin. Headlock by the Cuban and a right to the Adam's apple, and Sweet Man Oscar is hurting. Headlock by Ronnie Estep and a fist into the face of Sweet Man Oscar. Another headlock and another left. And a body press by Ronnie Estep. 1, 2. Couldn't hold him. He got him off barely at the count of 2. Headlock by Estep. Into the foot goes Sweet Man Oscar. Here comes the Cuban assassin in. Hits him with a full body press. 1, 2. And he doesn't want to pin him. He wants to punish him. And Sweet Man Oscar is getting plenty of it from the Cuban assassin. You can see how he has him with that sort of a forceps grip on the face. There was a tag. The Cuban assassin still going after him. Hits him with a body press. 1, 2, 3. That time he pinned him. And the first fall of this main event. Goes to the team of Ronnie Estep and the Cuban assassin over Sweet Man Oscar and Chief Walking Horse. We'll be back with the second fall of this 4-man tag team match right after these words. Back to ringside in the second fall of this main event. And Private Arnold at the moment is arguing with one of the fans. And boy, if he's a private, and he is from Fort Smith, Arkansas, he is AWOL for sure. If he isn't, he should be. He's AWOL in the head, if nothing else. Now, Pete Jarrell is trying to get him out of the corner. The first fall going to Wild Ronnie Estep and the Cuban assassin. Estep from Moundsville, West Virginia. I don't know whether you're familiar with West Virginia, but Moundsville is where they keep all the prison inmates. It's where the state prison is. Good location for Wild Ronnie Estep. Maybe he should be there now. Cautiously, Chief Walking Horse moves out into the finger lock, and he gets the advantage on the Cuban assassin. And a takedown. Working on that arm, has an arm twist on the Cuban assassin. I just figured out where this Private Arnold came from. He may be one of those refugees. Or private valet of the Cuban assassin. One of the mean ones. There's a takedown by the Cuban, but he's on the wrong side of the ring in the tag. And Sweet Man Oscar right away. Estep moves in, and he has Sweet Man Oscar on the canvas. The referee made him break momentarily. Estep, is he biting? Sure enough, he has a bad habit of that. Referee Pete Jarrell, count of 2 on Sweet Man Oscar. And a forearm, but he missed it. There's a tag, and he hit his own man. And Ronnie Estep, getting a little perturbed there at the Cuban assassin, said, "Hey, buddy, we're on the same side. You're my partner, remember?" Estep still a little bit mad at his own partner. Up behind him comes Chief Walking Horse and slams him with sort of a forearm. And he grabs the Private Arnold, flips him into the ring. And the little Private now, he heads for the corner. And over it fell over the ropes and out of the ring on the other side. And the fans, they like that one. And he's mad. He's out there arguing. Oh, one of those fans said, "Come on, Private. I got you outranked. I'm a corporal. I'll take you on up here in the stands." And did somebody hit him? Something happened. Anyway, he hit the hardwood floor. Uh-oh, Cuban Assassin with that elbow to the back of Chief Walking Horse. And a headlock by Estep now. And a little short left into the face, kicks him in the rib. Another kick into the rib cage, and down on him with the elbow comes the Cuban Assassin. They're both in there working on him. And in comes Sweet Man Oscar to give a little help. Cuban Assassin with the advantage right now on Chief Walking Horse. Has maybe a half Nelson. But Chief Walking Horse flips him over. Ronnie Estep still in the ring, and the referee trying to round them out to their respective corners. Here comes Sweet Man Oscar in to give some help, and the Private Arnold grabs and rakes the eyes of Sweet Man Oscar. Boy, they're going at it from all ends. There's a takedown by Chief Walking Horse and a body press. Chief Walking Horse. We're fired up now. The Cuban Assassin whipped into the corner, into that turnbuckle, and down he goes. Chief Walking Horse whips him into the turnbuckle again. An arm whip off the ropes. Cuban Assassin. Backdrop, and he flips him over on a tag, and in comes Sweet Man Oscar. Headlock by Sweet Man Oscar. Hip roll. One, a count of two. 2, 3. Did he get him? He did get him. And Pete Gerald counted him out. Pete Gerald counting out the Cuban Assassin. And this match is all evened up at 1 fall apiece. Look at that. Chief Walking Horse grabbing Ronnie Estep by the hair of the head and pulling him into the ring. And there you can see Pete Gerald, the referee, holding the hands of Sweet Man Oscar and Chief Walking Horse high in the air, signifying this match is all evened up at 1 fall apiece. We'll be back with the third and deciding fall right after these messages. That's an eye. It just shows up like. Okay, all evened up. 1 fall apiece, the third and deciding fall. Sweet Man Oscar and his teammate Chief Walking Horse going against the Cuban Assassin and Wild Ronnie Estep. Sweet Man Oscar coming out, and the Cuban Assassin backed off. He goes over and tags Ronnie Estep, and Estep reaching the side of his trunks, and he has something in his left hand. There he passes it to the Cuban Assassin. The Cuban Assassin puts it in his mouth, whatever it was. Remember, fans, any comment you have concerning American International Wrestling or matches you'd like to see, feel free to write. American International Wrestling, Box 534, Flatwoods, Kentucky, zip code 41139. Appreciate hearing from you. Ronnie Estep a little reluctant to come out for some reason. That reason seems to be that he wants to shy away from the referee long enough to lure Sweet Man Oscar in a position to where he can use whatever that piece of material. Uh-oh, he's getting into it with Pete Gerald there a little bit now.
Sure, I believe Pete's getting a little fed up there.
I think you're right, Larry Bowling, the promoter, sitting here beside me. There's a step over toe hold by Sweet Man Oscar. And is he applying the leverage? Has a reverse toe hold. And Ronnie Estep on the canvas. He's going to turn that into an Indian leg lock. Reverse toe hold at the moment. There's the leg lock. And Ronnie Estep moaning and groaning. Private Arnold coming up on that outside apron. You can't see it on the screen, but he has something on his mind. And also something in his pants pocket that looked like, to me, a hammer.
Surely, I think it'd be a good thing while we're here when we get the police to check out Private Arnold. I believe he might be AWOL from Fort Chaffee.
Oh, I think he's AWOL too. That's for sure, Larry. Still with the leg lock at the moment is Wild Ronnie Estep. Here comes the Cuban Assassin in. Well, no doubt about it, Sweet Man Oscar and Chief Walking Horse have taken plenty of punishment from these two characters, the Cuban Assassin, Wild Ronnie Estep. The Cuban now takes the place of Estep, and he's working on the leg of Sweet Man Oscar. Kind of anxious to see when Sweet Man Oscar does get out of that predicament, how he's going to walk to his corner. There's another switch as the referee got distracted by Private Arnold, and he stepped back in. Now there was a tag. In comes Chief Walking Horse. He is going to work on Estep. Drops with an elbow. Step over toe hold. And you could hear Ronnie Estep yelling out. The referee asking him if he'd like to just call it quits. Give him the match. Cuban Assassin gets him off, though, and gives Ronnie Estep the advantage. Look at that, Ronnie Estep biting the toe of Chief Walking Horse. The referee says, "You bite here, boy?" He says, "No, why, no way." You bet he's lying through his teeth. Bites him again on the toe. He must like shoe leather. Chief Walking Horse catching it from both sides. At the moment, the Cuban Assassin stomping on that lame leg of Chief Walking Horse. Now they're both being culprits. Outside the ring, Ronnie Estep. Inside the ring, the Cuban Assassin. And they have got Private Arnold over there now. Sweet Man Oscar, he's not so sweet. Look at him, he's got Private Arnold and slams him to the canvas with a body slam. elbow to the back of the head of the private. And I'll tell you what, he's headed back for boot camp, buddy. He don't want any more of that. Well, a sweet man. He caught a break there to get Private Arnold, and he worked him over. But at the moment, wild man Ronnie Estep going at it. Still working on the leg of Chief Walking Horse. The referee, Sweet Man Oscar, is trying to tell the referee, look, ref, they mistreated my partner over there. They did everything illegal that they could do, and why don't you break it up? He goes over, starts the count. Momentarily, the Cuban Assassin breaks, but not for long. There's a tag. In comes Ronnie Estep again. Cuban Assassin steps out. Estep, same hold. Applying some fresh pressure. You can possibly hear in the background, hollowing very loudly, Chief Walking Horse. He'd like to walk out of there to that corner to get a tag from Sweet Man Oscar. He did get a tag, and in he comes. Ronnie Estep pulls Chief Walking Horse back in the ring, and right away the Cuban Assassin pounding that elbow into the back of the head of Sweet Man Oscar. On the other side of the ring, Ronnie Estep. Okay, Ronnie Estep. Well, there's the bell, and time has elapsed. Time has elapsed, and I don't think we're going to have a winner unless the referee, is he going to give the match to, he's going to disqualify, or what has happened? Time elapsed. So the referee is going to call it a draw. Nobody wins, nobody loses. One fall apiece. And that concludes our day of wrestling on American International Championship Wrestling. We hope that you've enjoyed the matches. Don't forget, if you have any comments, write us to American International Championship Wrestling, Box 534, Flatwood, Kentucky. We'd appreciate your comments. And join us again next Saturday, same time, same place, for more outstanding wrestling on American International Championship Wrestling. Until then, Shirley Love wishing all of you a real pleasant weekend.